Welcome back to our Switch 2 Hacking News Roundup. If you're new here or missed our earlier recaps, check the links in the description to watch our Month 1 summary and previous weekly updates. Today we cover all the latest from July 10th to 20th, 2025. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late. It's been a relative quieter week, but there are still a few hot topics to discuss. Let's dive in. The big news this week centers on the controversial Make Switch Flashcart. The developers quietly released firmware version 1.2.2 on July 9th. Claiming it fixes a bug and makes the card virtually indistinguishable from a real game card. They even offered a bounty to anyone who can still detect the device. One Redditor boldly claimed that with version 1.2.2 they ripped 20 cards and played them all online on Switch 2 without getting banned. In other words, using the new firmware, they say their console still functions normally after extensive use. However, the consensus remains that risk is not gone. Many warn this user is probably just delaying the inevitable. In short, the MIG team asserts version 1.2.2 is stealthy, but independent testers advise caution. If you try it, do so offline or on a secondary system, because Nintendo servers can still ban any console suspected of using unauthorized cards. On the hardware modding side, creative hackers continue to explore Switch 2's expansion slot. Recall that the Switch 2 uses a microSD express slot, essentially a PCIe X1 NVMe interface. Various DIY projects are mapping that slot to tiny M.2 SSDs. For example, NBNT Labs SDX2M2 adapter schematics maps the Switch's PCIe pins to a standard M.2 2230 SSD connector. Early tests show a Switch 2 can recognize an NVMe drive through such adapters natively. The main challenge is that the console expects a card insert signal, so the adapter needs a tiny microcontroller or FPGA to emulate the card presence. Builders have started integrating these small controllers and even soldered prototypes of the board. Power draw is a concern. NVMe drives consume more power than regular SD cards, so designing includes power filtering and recommend low voltage SSDs. The work is still experimental, but it's promising. If refined, Switch 2 owners might soon use cheap high capacity M.2 SSDs instead of costly SD Express cards. We'll keep an eye out. Community-made adapter boards could appear soon. Apart from Day 1 Userland ROP demo, the checkerboard graphics proof, nothing has publicly emerged that would allow homebrew or custom firmware. Rumors about eShop or browser vulnerabilities are floating on forums, but none are confirmed. The truth is, top hackers are likely working quietly. But if there were a reliable exploit ready to release, it would probably drop without warning. For now, stay patient. Also, quick shout out, I've launched a new merch/modding store, Better Mods. We're doing a founder batch sale leading up to our first product launch on August 1st. Exclusive tiers include gold with 40% store discounts, VIP perks and a free t-shirt, silver with 25% off and stickers, and bronze with 10% off. Make sure to subscribe to the newsletter to get informed once the first wave of products launch. If you want to support the channel and get some early perks, check the link inside the description. To recap week 6, Make Flashcart got another stealthy firmware, storage modders are adapting NVMe SSDs, legal battles over consoles banning are brewing, and yet no public Switch 2 exploit has appeared. The pace is still fast-paced under the surface, but progress is mostly behind the scenes. Thanks again everyone digging into this hardware and sharing findings. I'll keep following all developments and reporting the facts. No hype or clickbait, just real news. If you found this update helpful, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's report. Stay curious, stay safe, and don't forget to smile. My name is Yu, peace!